Good morning, traders. It is Friday, May 24th. Another week down. I'm Jonathan van Clute with Stock Navigators, reminding you to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button while you're sitting there waiting for me to get started. And if you've got any feedback, any comments, any symbols, tickers, concepts, anything you'd like me to discuss, throw them in the chat below. And I will gladly take a look at them and see what I can do to answer your questions or help you out. All right, let's start out by looking at the S&P 500 and big down day yesterday. And, a lot of people, I'm sure, were caught off guard, thinking, oh, we're heading to the upside now and it's reversed and so forth. And now, higher low and we're heading to the upside. But look closely here and you'll see trend line. And we were right at the top of the trend line. Top of the trend line was also right about where the top of the 50 SMA was, also where the 13 EMA was, which has crossed below the 50. So there's no question whatsoever we are still in bear territory. The bears are very much in control of the oscillator. Things that are going on in the world right now definitely are making everybody nervous and twitchy. And when that happens, the markets tend not to go up. So definitely looking for some more potential downside. Downside. It also looks to me like we kind of have a flag here. And if that's the case, we just broke below the flag. Now we are looking for an extension from there, which by sheer coincidence, I'm sure, would get us to somewhere down here in this 38 to 50% kind of territory, somewhere around there. And of course, we're looking for that pullback anyway to somewhere between the 38.2 and the 61.8, just based on our Elliott wave counts, and this being an A, B, C cycle correction. So still looking for more downside to come, looking for it to break this low here. It's entirely possible, however, that we test this trend line first. And that's what's been happening here for a while now, for a week or so. We've just been, every time we get up to that trend line, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it. So there's no question who's in control of the markets right now, and it's not doubles, I'll tell you that much. So definitely trade cautiously at this point if you are thinking of anything to the long side. There are always long opportunities, no doubt about that. There are going to be stocks that are going to fly in the face of this, or maybe even because of it. But still, be very cautious, because any little thing suddenly being resolved, the crisis averted, that kind of thing, and all of a sudden, buyers could feel confident and could just come rushing in. So definitely need to be cautious, but the expectation right now is looking like to the downside, and everything technically is 100% supporting that. In the short term right now, we had a little bit of a bounce. We can see we're above the zero line there, but where did we bounce to? We've got this lovely trend line here descending, and at the moment anyway, it's looking like that trend line wants to reject. And we'll have to see if it actually holds below there, or if the open comes this morning and buyers decide to step in. It seems to me like buyers are a little on the nervous side right now, but hey, anything is possible. We'll have to just watch the price action and see. But if I zoom out a little on this chart, we have the larger downtrend here, right there, to right about there. And that is the same as this line here, or actually, well, yeah, more or less. It's actually very close. It's not this line, but it's starting there, but very, very close to that line. So really, it's perfectly plausible that price could bounce up through this trend line and hit this one, but this is definitely the stronger trend line. But if this trend is accelerating and pulling away from its trend, which is more often than not what we see in trends, as they mature, they pull away, they get more and more heated, then I would expect that this trend line is likely to be the one that holds, and we could have further downside from here. But, again, if the buyers step in, then they can push it up to here. Definitely, no question about it. They could even pierce it a little bit and then come back down and fail. We'll just have to see how far they want to push it. And once the direction has been established this morning, then we can see about possibly trading it. All right, let's take a look at oil. And oil also had a huge, ouch, painful, nasty down day yesterday. And this is really interesting. This just reeks of manipulation to me, because with all of the tensions going on in the Middle East right now, there's all kinds of worry about the the price of oil skyrocketing due to this whole Iran conflict going on. If they shut down the Strait of Hormuz, all of a sudden oil supplies could have a hard time getting through, and et cetera, et cetera. The same thing that always happens anytime there's conflict in the Middle East. Oil goes up. But instead, we had a huge down day yesterday. Well, what's that about? In my opinion, just purely being a little bit of a conspiracy theorist about this kind of thing. I believe that there's manipulation to push the prices of oil down right now because they know that a spike up is going to be coming. And so the big money players want to be able to buy in lower. So right now, before the crisis has officially unfolded, they are going to slam prices down and then try to use that as a buying opportunity, get in as low as they can. Interestingly, also, this was a flag pattern which broke and went straight to the 100%, like to within a few pennies. I mean, very, very close, just went right to it and now bounced off of it. So we'll have to see if that was the whole entire push down. And from here, it's all upside. That would also fit with an A, B, C correction. My analysis anyway has been showing that that's what we're due for. So if that is also accurate and correct, then we might be done here. It's also possible that we come back a little bit lower to somewhere in here. So we'll have to see what everybody wants to do as the rest of today unfolds. But certainly, there's nervousness and tensions going on in the Middle East and oil-producing countries, and that is generally only going to increase the price of oil. So certainly looking for further upside from here. Although, again, if tensions are completely diffused and everything settles out calmly in the Middle East, then we might not see that, and maybe oil could continue to come down for a bit. But it definitely looks like there's been a nice uptrend for a while. This pullback fits within a continuation of that uptrend just fine. So certainly looking for further upside from here, but it's all going to depend on what the buyers want to do. If the buyers will step in, they'll push the price up. That's what it boils down to. All right, gold is just kind of playing with us. We have a triple bottom here, not quite getting to our 100% target, bouncing again, got up above this trend line again, just like we did here. Question now is, will it hold? That's what we're looking to see. It popped up above the trend line and then pulled back again, which is healthy for an uptrend. Higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Oscillator is very, very much declining, but that fits. That fits with a pullback. And now one could certainly see this as a flag. And yeah, I wouldn't say that you're terribly far off base there at all. So we could be looking for further upside. Certainly, if this high is broken, then definitely looking for 100% extension of this move. So take this distance here and basically plot it there. And you've got somewhere around here, the 1295-ish level is going to be a target area for gold if it breaks higher. And if it doesn't, then there's still our 100% here waiting to get hit. Maybe it's still going to do that. Right now, though, I mean, again, all the uncertainty in the market, all the downside in the market, we are probably looking for more upside from here in gold with the nervousness and so on that's going on. So we'll have to just see again what unfolds in the broader market, and does that make people nervous enough to fly to quality, as they say, and start buying gold in order to protect their positions. Now let's take a look at natural gas. Natural gas is just climbing along very, very slowly, but we have got a little trend line here going on. And certainly at the moment, anyway, we have formed a higher low. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now we just need to break this higher high, and that will certainly indicate the trend is continuing. Zero line oscillator is right at it, and the MACD line tried to get above it, couldn't quite do it, and now has come back down and crossed below the signal line again. But that happens. That happens a lot, especially during more sideways periods of time. We see it all the time. So don't go thinking that this all of a sudden means, get short, get short, get short. I mean, certainly if you're a very short-term pardon me, if you're a very short-term trader, then sure, you can do that. You can grab a quick little correction or something, but that's all it's likely to be, because right now we're in an uptrend that is still in the early stages, though, but it is a baby uptrend trying to work its way on getting up there and getting up above this high here. So short term, pretty much just a microscope view of the same story. We do have kind of a double bottom down here, and let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, come on. Yeah. And we've certainly got a downtrend line going on. Wow, that was a terrible line. Try that again. There we go. That's better. Something along the lines of that. And the 50 SMA right now trying to act as resistance. You can see price got up above it, got up above the 13 also, and then just got sucked right back down below. So right now, anyway, we're below the 50 here. We're certainly below the 50 here. So Bears are technically in control, but again, small time frame. We've got kind of a parallel channel going on here, uptrend, trying to work its way higher and work its way higher. It's just a question of whether it can really hold it or not. Short term, we have switched to making lower lows and lower highs. So at the moment, anyway, in the 60-minute, the Bears are in charge. We'll have to see if they can actually push it down terribly far and what's going to happen from here. So certainly this is the low to watch for. Watch out for that low getting broken. And certainly if price breaks to the upside, then we're looking to turn around and continue to the upside. Got to get over that 50 though. That is certainly our big resistance right now. And you can see first time price got to it right there, rejected, pulled it right back down. So the 50 is definitely our major overhead resistance at the moment. All right, let's finish up with Bitcoin, which is surging higher. We've got kind of a triangle going on at the moment, and something's got to give. Something is going to happen one way or the other. Which way are we going to break? The oscillator getting a little weaker, lower lows and lower highs. So I'm not feeling hugely confident in this move. But hey, if the Bitcoin bulls want it bad enough, they will push it up higher. So we can't assume that just because the oscillator is getting weaker, that there's only one thing that can happen. It could go either way if the buyers will step in or the sellers step in. 60-minute time frame. We are working on getting back up into this area again. Been kind of sideways here, but the oscillator certainly is weaker than it was back here. Uh, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to come back down. We got to wait and see. And right now, we have a short-term uptrend that price is riding. We've gotten up over the 50 SMA and the 13 EMA. Both of them, the 13 EMA also has crossed the 50 to the upside. So looking like the bulls have taken over control again on the small time frame, and of course on the larger time frame, the bulls have not given control back. It's all bulls. Right now we are still up above the 13. We are way up above the 50, and just continuing higher. So we just got to expect a good probability of follow through to the upside from based on the technicals. But we still have to acknowledge that the oscillator is getting a little bit weaker, and we might have a little bit more pullback still yet to come. I was really looking for, out of this move here, I was looking for an A, a B, and a C. At the moment, anyway, it is not looking like it wants to give us that, but we don't have any proof of that yet. We have not broken this high here. We are still potentially going to come down at lower. So right now, it's just unclear. There is no obvious direction, no obvious trade to be had here. We just got to watch very closely to see what happens at, whoops, well, anyway, you get what I mean, at this triangle area here, and just watch for price to break one way or the other. It's kind of sandwiched between a sell zone up here and a buy zone down here. So just bouncing around between those two, stuck in the middle. And once it moves, it will probably move sharply, as Bitcoin has a tendency to do. So watch out for that. Don't get caught on the wrong side of a sudden Bitcoin spike. All right, one last peek at the S&P, see what's going on. And price tried to briefly poke below the 13 EMA and then just bounced right back above it again. And this candle has held, is closing right now in the next 30 seconds. So it's looking like we're hanging on right now, just clinging to this market to see if it can push higher. The opening is going to be a telling period of time, the first hour or so this morning, to see what happens. Are the buyers really willing to buy this dip and push it back up again, or are the sellers going to just simply use any push up as an opportunity to sell at a higher price and slam the price down? We shall see very shortly. Opening bell in 30 minutes. So I'm going to go get ready for the premium trading room this morning. Open the room for everybody who's waiting. And for everyone else, I will be back to do this again on Monday. So that is it for me this week. It is Friday. I'm Jonathan Van Clute with Stock Navigators. Again, reminding you to push that like button, give us a thumbs up on this video while you're there, and any feedback or comments or questions or anything you'd like help with in your trading, toss it in the box below in the comment area, and I will gladly check it out for you. All right, I hope you have a great weekend. If you trade today, I hope it's a good one for you. Make it a green day. Until Monday, take care and trade well. Bye-bye.